All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshua, Harakakadash. Double honor to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to your elect, which you hope to be. Now, it's Roberto Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame but look like heathens, who spirit bear witness that they are a child of the Heavenly Father. In the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world English calls Jehovah God. In the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshaya, Yahweh. And pretty much this lesson is going to how, you know, Satan is always out to get the ones that's trying to depart from evil. You know what I'm saying? And like in that movie with Denzel Washington, when the prisoner had was killed and stuff, and every time a person touched one another and stuff, the demon just hopped on one person to another person just to antagonize him. That's how these demons work when it comes down to these people who want to stay in the world. You know what I'm saying? Who want America to continue. You know what I'm saying? So this is Isaiah 59 and 15. It says, yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil, making himself a prey. So these people, they lurk, you know what I'm saying? You know, they'll try to mess you up any type of way that they can. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they don't want to hear the word, right? So this is one of the things that people that's actually looking towards Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to go through. You know what I'm saying? You know, making yourself a prey, meaning that anybody that's not trying to be towards the Lord and stuff, or trying to live the way of wickedness and stuff, guess what? They're going to be on you, you know? Like the scripture says, how the demon was saying that Paul I know, Apollo I know, Yahweh Shai I know and stuff, but who is you? The thing is that when people mess with you and stuff, when you actually trying to be about the Lord and stuff, it's because the demon that's on that person know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why people do these vile things and stuff to men of the Lord that's blameless, because men of the Lord, we're not doing anything because the scriptures is about peace. You know, so anybody that's trying to disrupt that peace, guess what? It's really that demon that's on them that recognize you because they know you're a man of the Lord. You know, it says, and the Lord saw it and it displeased him that there was no judgment, you know, and it ain't no judgment. You know what I'm saying? These people do whatever they want to. They go according to the flesh. According to Romans 8:6, it says to be carnally minded is death. And guess what? A lot of these people are carnal minded. Don't be surprised that the people around you are carnal minded as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, in your living complex or wherever you go and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They always trying to find some type of way to do something to you and stuff, man. You know, you know. This is Job chapter 1. I'm sorry, verse 6. It's Job 1 and 6. I'll start at verse 1. Actually, let me start here. This is Second Peter's, First Peter's 5 and 8. This First Peter's 5 and 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And how does he do this? You know what I'm saying? He hops on people and stuff to bother you. You could recognize it too, especially if you spiritually learned in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And went through much experience. You know, you'll be able to recognize things that people of carnal flesh and stuff would think that you wouldn't notice. You know what I'm saying? And all it is that it's Satan on them. You know, Satan changes their expressions. Satan changed their continence and stuff to let you know that he ready to be on your ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's pretty much what it comes on, because the scripture says that we make our ourselves not that scripture. The scripture talk about how we're pretty much like we put ourselves out there and stuff. So guess what? Everybody knows who we are. You know what I'm saying? Even our enemies and stuff. And guess what? Some of our enemies are going to be of our own people. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be good and there's going to also be evil. And guess what? Majority of our people, 2/3 of Israel, they got Satan working with them. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't working with them. Satan is working with them. And they prefer Satan and stuff because they like things that's considered satanic. And what's satanic and stuff, it don't mean it has to be considered Illuminati and stuff. It could also mean the fact that they love this world because this world is ruled by a satanic person or a satanic being. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if they want to continue to be about that, guess what? When you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which this world is and stuff, because there's death all around you, guess what? Satan is always looking for you. If you ever seen the cartoon or anime, whatever one that they call it, it's called Bleach, and pretty much the Soul Reapers was pretty much the good guys. You know what I'm saying? Those that wanted order, those that wanted righteousness in the world and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And what they would do, they would look for souls that was passing on. You know what I'm saying? And in a way, you could say that it's converting them. You know, right? And they had to catch them before they turned into a hollow. A hollow was a demon. A hollow was somebody that scaled around looking for spirits to devour. And that's what these people are. Why? Because they got Satan on them. You know what I'm saying? You know? This is for an example. Yeah. This is Job chapter 1, start at verse 1. It says, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. It says in the word Job, in Job's name is Ayawab. It's the Ida Yadawa Nabah, which means hated, is persecuted, you know. And the book of Job actually goes into the affliction of the elect. And the elect is 144,000, which consists of 12,000 men, each of the 12 tribes of Israel, the government body. And the 1/3, which consists of men, women, and children who believe no matter how they look, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I say believe, that means that, guess what? They're not going to just listen, you know what I'm saying, and not do any works. They actually going to change their lives just like the elect are, you know? It says, and that man was perfect and upright. It says, and one that feared the Most High and escheweth evil. Now that word escheweth is the word shawar. It's the shadawa and the ra, shawar. And it says to turn off, decline, depart, escheweth, lay away, put away, put down, rebel, remove. You know what I'm saying? Withdraw, be without. So he wasn't about being evil. This was a righteous man. It says, and there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. It says his substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. So he was rich. He had abundance. It says, and his sons went and fasted in their houses every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. It says, and it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sacrificed them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. So, you know, his sons was wicked. You know, he figured that his sons was wicked and stuff. So therefore, he was trying to put sacrifices up there, hoping that the Lord was going to forgive them. Verse 6, it says, now there was a day when the Son of the Most High the sons of the Most High came and to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So guess what? The sons of the Lord, he's talking about angels. Satan is actually an angel too, but he's on the left-hand side. You know what I'm saying? You know? So all those that think that, you know, God and Satan is having a battle amongst each other and stuff, that's not true, because the scriptures clearly said that there's no God besides the Lord, man. You know? So Satan, when it comes down to this, it's going to prove that Satan works for the Lord, because the Lord deals with balance. There's the scripture says, does not the Lord make good and evil? You know what I'm saying? So Satan is considered to be doing evil. You know what I'm saying? And that's his job. That's his occupation and stuff. You know, just like how he worked through these people that don't believe, that don't want to come back to the Lord, who don't want to convert, who want to continue in their wickedness. It says, verse 7, it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? It says, then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, just like how the angels got chariots, the righteous angels got chariots, Satan got a chariot as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? It says, then Satan answered the Lord and said, doeth Job fear the Most High for naught? It says, meaning that is he just scared for no reason? Verse 10, it says, has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he have on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So pretty much they compensating and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Lord questioned Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what are you doing and stuff? As a boss would do his worker. It says verse 11. It says, but put forth thine hand now and touch all that he have, and he will curse thee to thy face. So this Satan is saying, hey, if you do this to Job and stuff, then guess what? He's going to do this. He's going to react this way and stuff. So it's a bet going on, pretty much. Verse 12, it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he have is in thy power. And it says, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So that was a commandment that the Lord put on Satan. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. It says, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. It says, and there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them. It says, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. So the stuff that he had, Satan was on the Sabians and stuff to mess Job things up, man. You know? And it says, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword. It says, and I only am escaped. I only am escaped alone to tell thee. You know what I'm saying? So, Satan was doing his dirty work, man. You know? And it shows that Satan would slide on a person, you know what I'm saying, just to mess over somebody that's righteous, you know. It says, verse 16, it says, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of the Most High is fallen from heaven and have burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. It says, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So even Satan took out his family, man. You know, Satan took out Job's family, you know, just to test him to see if he gonna curse the Most High. And guess what? A lot of our people have that same spirit. Where Satan was like, if you do this and do that and stuff, he gonna curse you. A lot of our people, they try to test it too. It's like, let's see if the Lord with him, if we do this or if we do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little kid and stuff that's trying to. It's like, oh, I want to see what happens, or I want to see if this happens or that happens if I do this and do that and stuff. That's because Satan's on that person. You know what I'm saying? You know, because guess what? What was Satan doing? Satan was disrupting the peace that Job had. So when it's on these people and stuff, it's the same thing. It's Satan that's working with him, or the demons that's within these people, man. You know. It says verse 19 again. It says, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. It says, then Job arose and rent his mantle It says, and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped. And pretty much it was like, what what did I do and stuff for all this to happen and stuff? You know what I'm saying? So he pretty much was humbling himself, because this was a way that we humbled ourselves in the ancient world. You know, it says, verse 21, and since it said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord have taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. It says, in all this, Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High foolishly. And this was the whole test. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people and stuff, they want to see us outside our character. They want us to get mad. They want us to do this and do that and stuff, just so they can be like, you just like one of us and stuff. And it's like, no, we not, because we actually serve the Lord. You all don't. You all believe in Christianity, where basically all you could do is whatever you want to. That's all you care about and stuff. That's how you believe in the Lord, where you could pretty much say to the Lord through your actions and your deeds that, guess what, you don't matter. I'm going to still do what I'm going to do, and you going to still give me mercy, like you the Lord's boss, when it actually is vice versa. That's why people love Christianity, because they can do whatever they please. But when it comes down to actually serving the Lord, you know what I'm saying, the Lord going to actually test you. Why? Because he builds you up to be stronger. He actually makes you better. Since we in this lower state, being in these chains of darkness, what does the Lord do to the ones that's righteous and actually believe in him and actually want to come back to him? You know what I'm saying? He builds them up, while everybody else is still down. This is one last scripture. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 33, verse 14. Yeah. All right, this is Sirach, chapter 33, verse 13. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as he liketh him best. And this is what we know this. Well, actually, what this is proving is that there's no free will. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord controls everything, your decision making, what you're going to do next, and this, that, and the third and stuff. And the one thing that we hope that the ones that's actually, whose conscience and mind is towards the Lord and stuff, that he made us, where we will be righteous or written in the book of life. You know what I'm saying? And will do the works that he's commanding us to do, to follow the law, statute, commandments and stuff, and delight in his commandments. You know what I'm saying? So we could be gods, to go back to our first estates and stuff, knowing all things and knowing the right thing to do instead of doing the wrong thing to do, like people want to do today, right? So this is Sirach 33 and 14. It says, good is set against evil, you know what I'm saying, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. That's how you know when you come around and whatnot, and people just don't like you, and yeah, you ain't do nothing to them and stuff, but they know what you about. You don't have to confront them. They just don't like you. Why? Because they're evil. Satan got them disgusted of you and stuff. And really, it's not you that they actually disgusted of. It's the spirit that's within you and what you about. You know what I'm saying? Men of the Lord, women of the Lord and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's doing the best of their ability and stuff to be righteous and holy and stuff, and and the Lord, to be favorable in the eyes of the Lord. Guess what? They're not doing anything but taking care of their own business, taking care of their own lives and stuff. While you got the wicked, what do? They try to hinder you hinder the righteous from what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Scandaling or trying to find ways to set them up and give different accusations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To give a bad report on the men of the Lord. And we already know that, because look what happened to Yahushua, a man that was blameless, who did nothing and stuff. But yeah, you had those of the circumcision and those that was wicked. Well, the wicked of the circumcision and stuff, and those that who just follow the ways of the world and stuff. What did they do? They wanted him dead, you know. you know. And pretty much if we was walking like, I mean, because we are, the men of the Lord is in the state of Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying? We just come in to preach the word to save men's lives rather than destroy it. But the thing is that, hey, guess what? A lot of people don't want to be saved. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think they saved already and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they not. You know? A lot of people want to be continually oppressed and stuff. They want to continue to follow their ways. They want to continue to follow the ways of wickedness and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That the Bible speaks of, that is abomination unto the Lord, but yet they still do it. You know? Yet they still do it. So guess what? We already know who the ungodly is and stuff because we could tell by their actions and what they do. You know what I'm saying? You know? And where their mind frame is. You know what I'm saying? You know? And that's pretty much it. I read verse 15. It says, so look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. So hey, guess what? It's going to be people that's going to be evil. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be people that's going to actually be good. But guess what? The ones that's considered doing good, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be looked upon as scum of the earth. You know what I'm saying? You know? And the ones that's actually doing wicked and stuff, they going to have that holier than thou spirit and stuff and think that they are great and stuff when really they don't follow anything that the Lord says, you know? So I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshua, Harakakodash, the honor to apostles of great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we hope to be. Shalom and a bar.